Reality check, man, from your device, you know it's a unique one, aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, we see where some natural disaster, as they would call it, is licking Jamaica one after the other. And I see where at our 61 independent, the Prime Minister of Jamaica allowed the Chinese to display the head of the Chinese dragon at our 61 independence. I will repeat, my viewers and subscribers. The Prime Minister of Jamaica allowed the Chinese to display the head of their dragon. That's a symbol, a logo, a brand of China. But the Prime Minister refused to go to a compound to the Maroon festival. You hear what I just say? The Prime Minister of Jamaica refused to attend the Maroon festival in a compound. He did not went. But he allowed the Chinese to display the head of their dragon at our independent. Right there on my screen. Right there on my screen. That is the head of the Chinese dragon. The ancestor is not pleased. And Almighty God is not pleased. But anyway, let us dive into the story. So, Jamaica get independent 1962 and effectively ending a 300 years of the British colonial rules. You hear what I just said? Jamaica received their independence 1962 and effectively ending the 300 years of British colonial slavery. So then give we a so-called independent and say that we are free. In 1738, Edward Trelawney, colonial administrator, or they could say the British governor, signed a treaty with the Kojo Maroon. Let me go on a little history what they take place with the cockpit and upper a compound. In 1738, Edward Trelawney, British governor, or you could call him the colonial administrator, signed a treaty between Kojo Maroon and the British. Now, what is a treaty? It is a written, binding, formal agreement between two parties at war zone. The Maroon and the British them at war. The British them cannot manage the Maroon, so the British try to seek peace. They come to an agreement. So we're gonna stop the war, and we don't want to make no more slave run we come up in the cockpit. So if we don't catch no slave, we don't bring them back down here too. So Kojo and his Maroon, they were granted 1,500 acres of land. And this was between Trelawney, their stronghold, and a compound. You hear what I just say? In 1738, Kojo and the Maroon were granted 1,500 acres of land. between their stronghold of Trelawney Town and a compound. That was signed by the British governor Edward Trelawney, or the colonial administrator. So if you check the map, the Maroon them get liberation 224 years before Jamaica get independent. If you do the math, from 1738 to 1962, we are looking at 224 years of liberation before Jamaica. And the Prime Minister, being who he is, ignorant and arrogant, stand on a stage and tell people that there is only one sovereign state, and it is Jamaica. Or you have one sovereign state when the Maroon were granted their independence in 1738. And 224 years later, you just get your independent. But you're mad with the Maroon because you want to go into the cockpit country to go there and mine and dig out whatsoever you want to dig out for your personal gain. And because you're getting a challenge, you refuse to go to a compound at the Maroon Festival. Now Jamaica, Kojo, Nani, Paul Bogle and the whole of them, they fight their blood, sweat and tears for Jamaica, for a compound. So they are grandparents and great-great-grandparents of the soil from African descent. And the Prime Minister refused to go to a compound who the Maroon blood, sweat and tears in our land, what they fight for. He did not go, but he allowed the display of the head of the Chinese dragon at our 61 independent. Remember now, it did not say Chinese independent. It says Jamaica independent. It says Jamaica independent. So this is what they want to say. Out of many, one people. That's what they use when they display the head, the China dragon head at the 61 gala or whatever. Out of many, one people. Then if it's out of many, one people, what make you know wave the US to? You should wave the European. We have man down there from India. You should do for India too. You should do for the African them too. Because you say out of many, one people. So it looks selfish and biased for you just wave the Chinese dragon head. It's just to show that your talking point is lame. Your talking point is so lame. And we have to ask, what were the motive of the Prime Minister? Why he feels so emboldened to display a next country image or symbol at our independence? You know, see, so the ancestor them mad. You know, see, so the creator mad. The ancestor spirit them mad. But they are not mad with the people of Jamaica. They are mad with the leaders. So I'm gonna run some clip now because I want to refresh our memory. And first, I am going to start with the earthquake, just to refresh our memory. Take it away.
Monday, October 30, 10:57 a.m. This is the moment a 5.6 magnitude earthquake struck Jamaica. This is hot off the press, a printer at the New Kingston Business Center.
Put on my king glasses, yo, keep my hits. Is the thing shaking?
Here's another angle of when the quake struck the Dominica Drive location. Lisa McHale is the manager.
It is the scariest experience I've ever had. I felt a couple of tremors. This was words don't really quantify what we felt a while ago.
We saw cracks inside both bathroom walls. Navigating the quake was difficult.
It just kept going. It didn't stop. So even when we were running out, we were shouting, out, out, everybody out. It was going. The whole building was, I don't know if it was a shake, more of a sway, but yeah, it was really, really scary.
Less than a mile from the New Kingston Shopping Centre on Oxford Road, scores of employees at the NCB towers evacuated. We were told several persons fainted and were taken to hospital, while it was chaotic for staff on the higher floors making their way down. People we saw in Crossroads were thankful.
If we never have good building, I know we don't know Jamaica that make it out this morning here. What was that like for you? Why, I never felt a earthquake like this before.
Where were you when it happened?
I was at Kingston Technical High School. And after that time, I hear screaming and running up and down. The vehicles were shaking, persons were driving in and just, everybody just stopped shocked and everything. You could see pieces of the building just chipping away at the side and everything was just outrageous, you know, really crazy.
Oh my God.
We also got reports of damage to several buildings at the University of the West Indies, including the female block on Taylor Hall. There were broken pipes and cracked walls. Traffic came to a standstill in much of the...
So, okay, Jamaica, that was a reminder of the earthquake. So let I bring back your attention to the flooding that take place also. Take it away.
Got my car done. Oh fuck. Yo, this door look good. Look on the car, brother.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Watch water pitch.
Uptown, this, you know? Well, it's a flood out. Well, it's a flood out.
We are here at the Magaga Gully and it's flooding over and a car is stuck. Well,
All our station flood up, man. Alan, why this one look good?
So that was the flood, Jamaica. But I want you to look at the havoc that the ocean brings to the shore of Jamaica, from the cruise ship pier from Ochi Rayos to Negril Point. I just want you to look how the ocean deal with them structure there along the course.
Generate peace and happiness. Why you want we mash up and late to rest? Then
Alright, Mr. Jones, you see you main road there from tax office. Knoxford building. And then see parking like the race you can pay and park. Car wash gone. About 4 buses in the water. There's a container them out slowly. But surely I gotta see. This is one ya, anytime it gotta see it, I pop down the light post. You see it? Boat there, all boat. Land, TV is still active. Waterline bus. They said this was a caravan that was parked right here. Chris caravan. It comes trash. On coastline and water somewhere out there, so. And nice pretty wide coastal, I see a seaside park up. This used to be the road to go Pier 1. There's no more road, it's only sea.
So Jamaica,
Nature is taking back its course.
you see what I'm talking about? There was no casualty, no loss of life. In these 3 major disasters that hit the island, there was no casualty. So it is telling me that the spirits of the ancestors and the power of Almighty God don't have a problem with the people of Jamaica. The problem is with the leadership, the government of Jamaica. 3 major disasters and not 1 life lost. The ancestors, they are mad. The spirit them upset. And Almighty God is not pleased. But it is not with the people of Jamaica. It is with the leadership of Jamaica. So what is going on? What is taking place is the infrastructure of Jamaica that is being destroyed. From the cruise ship pier to Pier 1 Montego Bay to Negril Point. Infrastructures is being destroyed. They are selling out our beaches, selling off our lands. But Almighty God is showing them that I can use a disaster and take away everything that you want to take away from the people. You know, see who in target? The rich people them, the big place them, where the earthquake them. Yes, one and few people going in at the mix. But you know, see at the big place them, the earthquake target. Where big boys have to go come up and rake out money and spend. Look on the Ochirayos cruise ship pier to Pier 1. Name it, go along the stretch to Negril. A lot of these people secretly are making campaign contribution to the government of Jamaica. You know, so I do. It target a set of people, not 1 casualty. In the 3 major disasters, the ancestor spirit is mad. They're upset with this leadership. You know, take sleep and mark that. God now going to come back and tell nobody with the mouth again what they take place. But watch the signs of the time. And when the signs present the confirmation, say amen. Ask yourself, 3 major disasters and nobody not dead. The ancestor spirit don't have a problem with the citizen of Jamaica. They have a problem with the leadership. What them target? The infrastructure of Jamaica. You know, see what I want? You know, see what I want? Me say, 1962, when Jamaica received their independence and effectively ending the 300 years, I would say, of slavery and colonial rules. And in 1738, Edward Trelawney, the British governor to Jamaica, signing a treaty where he gave to the Kojo Maroon 1,500 acres of land between their stronghold of Trelawney Town and a compound. What is a treaty, Jamaica? It's a written, binding, formal agreement by two parties that are at war. But how ignorant and arrogant the Prime Minister of Jamaica is. He's trying to tell us it is only one sovereign people, and it's the Jamaican people. Or you want to take away the freedom from the people in the cockpit. Or you want to take away the cockpit and mine it out under their feet. When the people of the cockpit, the Maroon, get their independence 224 years before Jamaican get them independent. And they never get it for free. It was guerrilla warfare style where then dash under the English, then nasty ass. So they will be victorious over the English because the English couldn't take them on in the guerrilla warfare style in the bush. So the English have to surrender and come to an agreement. So they sign a treaty and give Kojo and Maroon them 1,500 acres of land between Trelawney, their stronghold, and a compound. But how selfish you are, and everything is for your self-gain, and you want to go and mine out the cockpit country, and because the people are putting up a resistance, you refuse to go to the compound at the Maroon Festival. The Maroons, the slave, that their blood, sweat, and tears is in that land. You want to mine it out. And because you are putting up a little resistance, you did not attend those men and women who fight for the liberation of Jamaica. You did not attend the celebration. But what you turn around and do is you give the Chinese the access to display the head of the Chinese dragon at our 61 independence. You give a next country the privilege to display him logo or his symbol at your independence. Which country in the 21st century would allow Jamaica to display our coat of arms at their independence? Huh? Ask ourselves those questions. But the Prime Minister of Jamaica give the Chinese the access to display the head of the Chinese dragon going into a melting pot. You know, see the destruction them what they take Jamaica. You know, see the destruction them what they take Jamaica. After the man then release then dragon head and work them ritual and all of them things that over with head. Disaster after disaster. The ancestor them mad. The ancestor spirit mad, let loose, cross across the island. And if you not think, say, you no go farm fool on yourself and elect this man again named Andrew Holness. The writing is on the wall. 3 major disaster and there is not one casualties. Nobody not dead. Nobody not dead. It is a sign, warning that it is not the people. It is the leadership. But if you farm fool of yourself and put back this Monday again, it is going to be worse. Take sleep and mark death. Watch the signs of the time. And when the confirmation come through the signs of the time, make sure you stay spiritually connected. Because if you know the wait on God to come with a loudspeaker and say XYZ, it is not going to happen. But as the time and the signs present these things, you have to watch them and say something is not right. Something is not right. Why the Prime Minister of Jamaica allow the Chinese to display the head of the Chinese dragon at the Jamaica 61 independent? It's not the Chinese independent. It is Jamaica independent. And you allow a foreign country to display their logo, their symbol, and you're independent. And the Maroon, the slave who fight the British, blood, sweat, and tears. You did not went to the festival that take place in Jamaica. But you allow a foreign country to display their logo, their image, and then dragon head at our independence. What is it the Chinese have and the Prime Minister of Jamaica? That's the question. What it is the Chinese government have an Andrew Holness for him to be so big and bold and display the Chinese dragon head in a melting pot at our 61 independent. And remember, Jamaica received their independence 1962, effectively ending a 300 years of the British colonial in slavery. So why the Prime Minister of Jamaica allowed the display of the head of the Chinese dragon, but never went to a compound at the Maroon festival? The Maroon who get their independence, their liberation from the British 1738 from Edward Trelawney, colonial administrator, or the British governor, sign a treaty, written binding formal agreement to Kojo and the Maroon. So we're done with the war because we can't manage you. But one thing one have to do, no make no more slave come up here. If no slave come up here, no turn them back. So the man and the woman who fight for our soil, blood, sweat, and tears, who received their independence 224 years before Jamaica do. You show no respect to a compound. You show no respect to the Maroon. Instead, you disrespect the Maroons and tell them that it's only one sovereign state and it's Jamaica. When the fact is there, showing us that the Maroon get their independence, their liberation, their freedom in 1738. And 224 years later, Jamaica just to get independent. But because of your narcissist self, your incompetent self, your arrogant self, and your dictator behavior, you're talking about this is all guerrilla warfare form. When people say, oh, they have sovereignty there and they have sovereignty here, this is all guerrilla warfare started. You are so ignorant. You don't even know your history. Because if you know your history, you would never say something like that. Because you know that the Maroon received their independence in 1738 from Edward Trelawney, British governor, or the colonial administrator, who signed a treaty, a written binding formal agreement between the Maroon and the British, who were at it. War. But because of the Maroon savvy and guerrilla warfare, the English was no test, was no competition. So the English showing their white flags and say, cease the war. But this is the agreement. We are going to hand you over 1,500 acres of land between your stronghold of Trelawney Town and a compound. But any slave want to see them come up here after this, you must run them down. And the Prime Minister want to tell us with his ignorant self, his arrogant self, his incompetent self, but there is only one sovereign state and it's Jamaica. You're a disgrace to the people of Jamaica. You're a disgrace to the Maroon, who blood, sweat and tears is in that rock. Fight for it. And because of self-gain, you want to go there and mine it out and dig it out. And the people are putting up a resistance. And nobody enough to put up resistance against you, because you're a bullbuck and dopey conqueror. You refuse to go to the celebration of the people who fight for the liberation of the rock. So I'm not surprised of the disaster that is hitting Jamaica one after the other, because the ancestors is mad and they are roaming. But as I said, it's not the people, it is the leadership. And if you notice, what is being targeted is infrastructure. And the people them who consider themselves as so-called rich people. Watch the signs of the time and receive the confirmation. So you did not went to a compound for the Maroon festival because you're in your feelings, and we know how thin skin you are and how small-minded you are, and you easily can throw a tantrum if somebody opposes you. You did not go, but you allowed to display the head of the Chinese dragon at our independence. It did not say the Chinese independence, because we can't go to China go display our logo, the coat of arms with the taino and the crocodile on it. We cannot do that. But you allow the Chinese to do that. Think about it, Jamaica, and tell me what you think in the comment section. Remember to stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share and follow the movement over YouTube. Because you know, so this a movement you're not going nowhere. This a movement you hanker down like the rock of Gibraltar. Them have to go use backhoe, jackhammer to get me out. Yeah, man. I'm rooted and grounded, man. Because the truth must be told. And I only bring truth and facts to my viewers and subscribers. Spread the message like a wildfire. We tell them, say a God and good road. Treat your neighbor with respect. The same respect what you want from somebody else. You should have that discipline within yourself to pass that respect on to someone else. The struggle is real. It can't get tougher. More how it tougher under this Andrew Holness-led administration. With nepotism and cronyism. Corruption after corruption. Scandal after scandal. The man them a move with long bag. Bandic. Be well, my people. Be well. And the signature word, we tell them, say, to love. To love. To love. Peace, my people. Out.